Hello everyone, my name is James Magaro. I will be defending the topic that gay marriage should be legalized in the United States with the backing of the topics that my partner brought up, inequality, religion, and economy. The first topic is inequality. Half of all Americans believe that gay men and lesbians have constitutional right to marry, according to a new Washington Post ABC News poll, in which a large majority also said businesses should not be able to deny serving gays for religious reasons. Beyond the constitutional questions, a record high of 59% said they support same-sex marriage, while 34% are opposed. The widest margin tracked in post-ABC polling done on Tuesday of this week, which demonstrates the fact that homosexuality are obtaining more rights as time passed by. The poll was conducted in the wake of a series of rulings by federal judges that state bans on same-sex marriage and prohibitions on recognizing marriages performed elsewhere are unconstitutional. Also, I want to bring up the point that my opponent said that homosexual marriage isn't like for a normal family, but there isn't no definition for normal, because normal is adaptive, and you could change the definition every time. Also, he also stated that polygamy is going to become if we accept gay marriage, but he has no proof of that. How do we know that polygamy is going to be the ultimate effect of gay marriage? Support for same-sex marriage has changed more rapidly than almost any social issue in the past decade. In a post-ABC poll in March 2004, 38% said same-sex marriage should be legal, while 59% said it should not. The same percentage not in favor of allowing gays to marry, which shows you that in 10 years, now we have reversed the percentage, and now we have 59% that want to legalize gay marriage. Nearly 8 in 10 say that gay parents are as good as straight parents. Before we approach the issue of same-sex marriage, we must define marriage. But marriage, it soon becomes evident, is no single thing. It is a plural of both content and meaning. The institution of marriage houses and supports several distinct aspects of human life: sexual relations, friendship, companionship, love, conversation, procreation, and child rearing, mutual responsibility. Nor is the meaning of marriage single. Marriage has a civil right aspect. Married people get a lot of government benefit that unmarried usually do not get: favorable treatment in tax, inheritance and insurance status, immigration rights in adoption and custody. Well, he said that while my opponent said that civil unions is no different from marriage, but we can see it does have some advantages to being married. To get this privilege treatment under law, people do not have to show that they are good people. Convicted felons, divorced parents who fail to pay child support, people with a record of domestic violence or emotional abuse, delinquent taxpayers, drug abusers, rapists, and even murderers all can marry if they choose, and indeed are held to have a fundamental constitutional right to do so, so as long as they want to marry someone of the opposite sex, which isn't the correct interpretation of when our Constitution says that all men are created equal. The U.S. Supreme Court also ruled in 1974, case Cleveland Board of Education versus LaFleur, that freedom of personal choice in matters of marriage and family life is one of the liberties protected by the Due Process Clause, which clearly defines the fact that any person can marry anyone. The second topic that my partner brought up is religion. Some proponents of same-sex marriage have suggested that religion is the primary obstacle to redefining marriage to include homosexual unions, which my opponent said that religion has nothing to do with government issues of gay marriage, but it does show that because people, in a poll by ABC, said that 57% of the people who said that are against marriage say that it was because of religious reasons. Religions are richly variable in their organization, belief systems, rituals, and practices. This is true across cultures and history. Nonetheless, this has not prevented many Christian opponents of homosexuality from asserting that all religions condemn homosexuality. This assertion is potentially false. It is not even the case that all Christianities condemn homosexuality. The myth that all religions condemn homosexuality passes off one strand of Christian interpretation as a universal moral claim about what all religions and all religious people believe. In fact, what religions have to say about homosexuality varies considerably, not just amongst religions, but within religions too. Same-sex attachments and desire were both known and generally tolerated in ancient and medieval India, as reflected in such sacred texts as the Kama Sutra and the Krivasa Ramayana. It was not until the India became under the British colonial control, with its Christian assumptions about sex, that Section 377, the first Indian law banning carnal intercourse against the order of nature, was passed in the 1860s. The efforts of modern-day Indian activists, both Hindu and non-Hindu, for sexual rights finally led to the overturning of Section 377 in 2009. Consider what the Bible has to say about homosexuality. The short answer is not much. The long answer requires understanding that sacred texts are given meaning through interpretation. These interpretations change over time and can also vary within any particular period. The Hebrew Bible, what Christians call the Old Testament, does mention and condemn same-sex sexual behavior, but only 3 times. Twice in the Leviticus and once in the Genesis. In the story of Sodom and Gomorrah in the New Testament, homosexual acts might be mentioned depending on the interpretation. In Paul's letter to Romans, condemning men's shameless sexual acts to each other, and in his condemnation of women's unnatural sexual acts. Biblical and theological scholars, as well as historians specializing in the study of pre-modern Christianity, have convincingly argued that these passages do not condemn homosexuality as we think today. The last topic that my partner brought was economic. New research suggests that marriage equality will boost the state's economies in a big way. The William Institute at UCLA Law reported Monday that wedding spending by same-sex couples in the 3 new states to approve gay marriage may generate more than $166 million over the next 3 years. Economists have followed gay marriage impact on the wedding industry and local economies since Massachusetts became the first state to legalize same-sex unions in 2004. The William Institute found that from May 2004 to September 2008, the Massachusetts economy enjoyed a $111 million boost as a result of gay marriage legalization.
All right, Jaime, I've got to cut you off.
Yeah.